Look, we are all humans, sometimes ineffective, sometimes inefficient, even though we are Scrum Masters, coaches, teaching people how to be productive, how to be efficient, how to be effective. We have flaws. We are also humans. Sometimes we are extremely ineffective, extremely inefficient. And this is what I will share in this video today. What I believe are the worst time wasters for Scrum Masters, for Agile coaches. And I'm sure that you might be doing some of these right now, or you will do these in the future. Starting with the first one, which is simply not having a goal. You understand your role perfectly. You've read the latest version of the Scrum Guide, the Scrum Guide 2020. You understand the role of the Scrum Master, but what's your goal? What are your weekly goals? What are your daily goals? What are the goals for the quarter? What's your vision? You're preaching product goals, right? You're preaching sprint goals every single sprint, ensuring that the team meet their commitments, ensuring that the team have a plan, a vision, a shared sprint goal. But what's your goal? What are you trying to achieve with this team? And don't tell me that you are here to ensure that they implement the Scrum framework correctly or that they are effective. No, you need something much more specific. What are you trying to achieve with this team during this quarter? During the sprint, maybe the team has something that they would like to improve and you're here to help them, support them in achieving this improvement. Write it down. It's your goal. Ensure that you have a goal. That's why people have goals. That's why the Scrum team has a sprint goal, a product goal. I see so many Scrum Masters wasting time right here because they don't have any goal. They don't have any plan. They're just going with the flow. With a team. Doesn't make any sense. You should have a goal. Yes, you're here to improve the effectiveness of the team. You're here to ensure that they implement the Scrum framework. But what are the things, specific things that you are trying to improve right now? These are your goals. Second time waster. You have a goal. Yeah. But you don't have any measurement, any way of knowing if the goal was successful, if you achieved your goal or not. The Scrum team has a sprint goal, right? Has a product goal, right? Every single sprint, we know when we've achieved the sprint goal. That's the definition of done. There's a list of things that are defined well. These are the sprint goals. But what about you? Just simply setting a goal is not enough. You should set clear criteria so that once you meet these criteria, your goal will be achieved. Now, many Scrum Masters or coaches, Agile coaches, tell me that it's hard to measure what they do. Yes, they have a goal, an idea of what they would like to achieve this sprint or this quarter, but it's hard to measure something that is qualitative. That's the core of what they do. Wrong. I've been working with a team recently. A team which I believe the data shows that they have an issue of psychological safety. I could have done what all the other coaches are doing. Come here, do some training on psychological safety, maybe a workshop on psychological safety, put everyone in a room, come up with a list of actions, and then let them implement the actions. It's a goal. I have a plan, a strategy, but no success criteria. How would I know if the issue was fixed? I wouldn't know. No success criteria. You should have a strategy. It all starts with a baseline. You should be able to measure the current states of things. For the psychological safety example, I simply sent them a survey. List of questions. Do I feel safe challenging the status quo in the team? Do I feel safe speaking up? Is it okay to fail? Management's point of view on failure. My colleagues' point of view on failure. Or people shaming me, punishing me because I'm failing, or because I'm challenging the status quo, because I'm asking hard questions. That shouldn't be the case. You set a baseline. Simple questions. Yes, no, yes, no. You have a baseline. If you have the same issue, there's tons of psychological safety surveys that you can check online. And you can also check this video to understand what psychological safety is. Then once a baseline is set, work with the team. How much do you believe we can increase this baseline in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, or in the next sprint? Now, if it's your first time, you have absolutely zero data. That's okay. Just put a random number like 5% increase, 1% increase, 2% increase. No one cares. It's the first time you're trying to improve something. You started with zero baseline. At least now you have a baseline and you're trying to improve it, maybe 2% improvement in 1 month. And then after 1 month, you'll realize that, well, maybe we improved only by 0.5%, or maybe we improved by 5%. So next time you can target way more or way less in terms of improvement. So you have your baseline. You know exactly by how much you should be improving it. Now work with the team. How can we achieve this together? What are the actions that we need to take in order to improve? That's what I mean by success criteria. Then you start working on these actions. And then after 3 months, you show the team that there was an improvement or a decrease. And you have data to also show your stakeholders, your sponsors, to prove that you are also valuable in the team as a coach because you help them do that. Powerful data. Time waster number 3. You are the only one resolving all the impediments, all the issues of the team. This might not sound like a time waster. You're actually doing something. You're using your valuable skills, maybe your network, to resolve all these issues. But remember, the team, cross-functional, self-managed team. During the sprint retrospective, they come up with an issue. You come up with a solution. You resolve it. You are the one doing the action to resolve this issue. Daily stand-up issue, impediment, you are the one resolving it. Environment issue, you are the one resolving it. Does that look like a self-managed team to you? What happens when you are on leave, where you're not available for the team? No one resolves all the impediments. No one resolves the issues. By resolving all the issues of the team, you are actually preventing them from being self-managed. Remember your role. Go read back the Scrum Guide 2020. The Scrum Master is here to causing the removal of impediments. You're not here to resolve impediments. In the previous version of the Scrum Guide, it was said that the Scrum Master should be resolving all the impediments. The Scrum Master started as a manager 20 years ago, but the role has evolved a lot. We realize now that we are in a self-managed team, but the Scrum Master is an enabler, here to support, help the team. The core of your role is to ensure that they can achieve their goals, grow without you. You should be coaching them to be able to work efficiently, effectively, without you. And you can't do that if you're always resolving all the impediments. You're a team, yeah. You can help sometimes resolve impediments, but the core of your role is to ensure that the impediments are actually identified. Don't identify all the impediments for them. Coach them. Give them some framework, some strategies, a structure on how they can themselves, without you, identify these impediments. Second one, resolve impediments. You are here to ensure that they actually resolve the impediments. Come up with the solutions. Come up with a list of actions. Prioritize these actions. And number 3, not ignore the impediments. So impediments are extremely important, slowing down the team. The team shouldn't be ignoring these impediments, and you are here as a Scrum Master to ensure that they don't ignore these impediments. But for all these 3 things causing the removal of impediments, you are here as a coach, as a mentor, as a teacher, not actually doing the work, but coaching them how to do the work. That's the core of your role. Ensure that after a few months, they no longer need you. They are efficient. They are effective without you. Which brings us to time waster number 4. You understand your role as a Scrum Master. You watched this video. You understand your role. You shouldn't be resolving all the impediments. You should be coaching the team. You are an enabler, ensuring that they are efficient, effective. But now you are not telling them actually what to improve. I see many Scrum Masters doing that also. No, I'm not here to tell the team what to do. The team should know by themselves. Let them try a few things, fail, and learn from their failures. That's fine. That's totally fine. But there are things that they are not aware, and they can't be aware without you telling them. You are the master of waste. You are an expert in optimizing efficiency, effectiveness, productivity in the team, adding work in progress limits, eliminating distractions, helping the team prioritize, helping the team focus, using a Kanban board, a Scrum board, daily stand-ups, daily planning meetings, retrospectives, all these things. You should be teaching them why these things are important. I guarantee that many people, many teams won't even realize that working on too many things at the same time is detrimental to the team. You are going slower when you're working on too many things. At the same time, people don't know that. People don't know that multitasking is bad, and you should be here to teach them. Some people know that distractions are bad, multitasking is bad, and even though they know that, they still keep on doing that. You should be coaching, teaching them. There's things that they don't know, and you're here as the ultimate optimizer to ensure that they at least know these concepts. Maybe in terms of coding, in terms of a product, coach them how to think by themselves so that they can improve the product, the coding part of things without you. But in terms of processes, practices, the Agile related stuff, efficiency, waste, effectiveness, teach them first the concepts, and then you can go into coaching them how they can come up with identifying waste by themselves without you. Time waster number 5, not going through the basics, the fundamentals. What's your role as a Scrum Master? Ensuring that the Scrum framework is actually being implemented as per the latest version of the Scrum Guide, and ensuring that the team is effective. Now, you should ensure that these things are true without your presence. The team should be mature enough to do these things without you. That's the perfect scenario, and it takes time to build, to coach them, to teach them, to mentor them so that they reach this level. But once they reach this level, you can move on to another team, and this level can't be reached if you don't go through the basics. You're wasting a lot of time. I see so many Scrum Masters doing that, wasting a lot of times teaching them, teaching their teams the practices, the daily stand-up, the sprint retrospective, sprint planning, sprint reviews, Scrum board, Kanban, work in progress, implementing all these things, but not teaching them why they are doing them, why they are doing a daily Scrum. Go ask your team. Do they know why they do the daily Scrum? What's the purpose of a daily Scrum? 99% of teams will say, it's a status report. We have to do the daily Scrum every single day because the company tells us that we need to do it every single day. Or it's a status report. We need to report the status to a product owner or the Scrum Master or any other stakeholder in the meeting. Is a meeting useful? Yeah, sometimes it is, but sometimes we waste a lot of time. But why are we doing this meeting? Yeah, I just told you it's a status report meeting. No, it's not. It's a daily planning meeting for the developers, by the developers. If you teach them exactly why we are doing the daily Scrum, they can use any structure, any method, as long as they are actually doing a daily planning meeting. How can we as developers work together to progress towards the sprint goal? Obviously, they will realize that this meeting is extremely useful because it's a daily planning. We all know that planning is useful. If a daily Scrum is a status report, they don't understand why they are doing it. Daily Scrum is a waste of time. They don't understand why they are doing it. Same for all the other practices, all the other processes that we are doing. Teach them why we are doing it. Why first? Ensure that they truly understand, truly believe that these practices, these methods, these processes will help them so that they can start doing these without you. Which brings me to my next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.